Right, only took them 10 years, but the patch notes are out. Let's have a look. Gonna skip over the modifiers for now because I didn't use any of the modifiers last season and I sadly missed the dev stream. I think I got there just as the Q&A was coming up, so I don't know what any of these are, but I'll scroll slowly so that you can read. So global modifiers here, obviously. So if you want to read them, give it a good pause. Time's up. Active modifiers. Give it a pause. Yeah, I just have no idea about modifiers, I'm afraid. I'm not going to comment on what I don't know about. And then passive modifiers. And then we'll scroll down a bit more with hostile countermeasures at the bottom. So yeah, hopefully that gets the modifiers out of the way. Right, gear, weapons, and talents. Oxpecker, that's what I call my wife. Yeah, exotic SMG, talent, symbiosis. While having a shield deployed, you lose 10% of your shield health per second. Interesting. But your shield receives a repair of 25% of the damage dealt. Interesting. Muzzle 15% headshot. Weird. Optic 50% optimal range. And then underbarrel 15% crit chance. Depend on what SMG this is typed on. Be good if it was the T821 or whatever it's called, because that's individually the single hardest hitting SMG, which would kind of make this bit here make sense. This is going to be very, very focused on maximum damage. Honestly, because of where this is going to be percentage based, building for cores to get skill tier isn't actually going to be that worthwhile. This would actually give things like the Forge, where it's got 50% skill health, something to actually do. And I also wonder if Foundry, if you're taking damage, could Foundry offset this? If you were to make a red Foundry build with the Forge, whack this on, could you have an immortal shield? That could be interesting. So this is already seeming pretty interesting for me. I imagine a lot of people are going to be messing around with it, and there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out around just this SMG, because this could be really, really interesting. New exotic gear, Exodus exotic gloves. In PvE on armor break, drop a smoke bomb at your feet, concealing you from enemies for 3 seconds. Oh my god, we're getting stealth. Cooldown is 40 seconds. Way too long. Way too long. Or at the very least, up this to 5 seconds. I'd say, yeah, put that to 5 seconds, drop that to 30. I think. I don't know, but we'll have to play around with it. And then in PvP, on armor break, drop a smoke bomb at your feet, receive 100% pulse resistance, and hide your nameplate for 2 seconds, cooldown 40 seconds. I don't know. I'll let the PvPers comment on that. Birdie's quick fix. That's just got put Conker's Bad Fur Day in my head. Exotic backpack, combat medic. Yes. What we got? Plus 50% revive speed. That could be useful when you're full down. When you're down but not out, I don't see the point in that, because you revive pretty quick. But when you're down and out, that could be good. Negative 50% weakened debuffed. Oh, that's really good. I'm actually impressed with this so far. Provides 50% damage resistance to both agents while reviving or being revived, and for 5 seconds after a successful revive. Oh my god, we can tank. We can tank. Successful revives provide a +1 skill tier for 30 seconds. Revives at skill tier 6 grant overcharge. There's no cooldown. It doesn't say there's a cooldown. Can we just have permanent overcharge? That would be great. Does this work with Revive Hive? I'm really excited for this because I really like the combat medic playstyle. I'm excited for this. And this sounds, it's going to sound bizarre, but this sounds really strong. But I also don't think it's needed. This is interesting. This is actually the piece I'm most excited for. God, I'm sad. Shiny monkey gear for the new new gear set, for the new brand set, sorry. One piece is 15% skill duration. We have more skill efficiency. Two pieces, 5% skill efficiency. Already, new sort of like turret drone skill build. New meta already. Two piece shiny monkey, 3-piece empress. That's 13% skill efficiency. And then add like a wyvern piece for like skill damage. That's going to be huge. You're gonna be missing out on like 5% damage, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, because you're not going to have like, because it's 3 Empress, Wyvern, 2 Hanayu. Hanayu is like skill haste and skill damage, so you're going to be losing out on like 5% skill damage, but the overall effect of what skill efficiency would give you, like another 5%, is going to be a lot more worthwhile. And then 52% skill repair skills. That seems like a weird number. Yeah, that seems like a weird number. Named backpack Axel for perfect energize. Using an armor kit grants 1 skill tier for 15 seconds. If already at skill tier 6, grants overcharge. Cooldown is 30 seconds. What is that over the normal? Oh, the cooldown is 60 seconds on normal. So we've got half the cooldown. Half. That's actually pretty interesting. And then knee pads with a perfect attribute of 16% state. Oh. Potentially new best in slot piece for CC builds. Their knees though, that could be annoying. We usually go for gloves, weirdly, so that if we do need to hot swap, we can swap out BTSU gloves for our gloves. But them being knees, because you can get 16% status effect, 15% skill duration, and then 12% skill haste on like a foam build. That's actually pretty strong. So potentially a new change up there. And then the new gear set, Refactor. 2-piece is 15% skill effect, status effect. 3-piece is 25% skill damage. 4-piece unlocks return to sender. Receive repairs of 10% of the damage dealt by your skills. Your allies will receive 20% of the damage you dealt by your skills. Oh my god, just make a turret drop. The status effect seems a bit weird. I don't know, maybe you could do like turret and then like a sticky bomb. Turret EMP sticky maybe. Yeah, do like the sticky burn. Because these will affect both on sticky burn, and then for your turret, it will just be skill damage. But depending on the overall output, this could be pretty strong as a healer build. And in terms of like overall performance, this might, I don't think it would be as immediate, but it might be something to keep in mind when it comes to things like raid groups. Just put like in the final era with Morozova, just put a turret down somewhere and let the turret and the drone do their thing, and the damage you do will just be constantly healing your team. That could be interesting. Increases the repairs received from return to sender from 10 to 25. So that'll be for you. And then from 20 to 35 for allies. Oh my god. While at full armor, repairs received from return to sender will provide bonus armor up to 40% of total armor. Doesn't apply to allies though. Oh, backpack probably isn't going to be a thing. But that chest, that could be interesting. That could be really interesting. Okay, I'm really intrigued by this. I like the Healy side of things, and then this would pair really well with Birdie's quick fix. Oh my god, new healer build. I can make a new healer build. New named weapons and talent. Rusty, exotic RPK. Sorry, classic RPK. Why's it got to be classic? Why? Amplifies weapon damage by 15% to enemies under any status effect. That's huge. And then FAL. These are both going to be missing the a mod slot. So I feel like the named variants, this could have been really good. If it was like just the normal RPK, but it's the classic RPK. And this is the normal FAL, which I'm pretty sure is the normal FAL not missing a mod slot. I swear it was. I swear there's like 2 versions of the FAL. No, apparently I'm losing my mind. Shock. So yeah, the FAL will probably be pretty good then. And then pressure point amplifies weapon damage by 10% to enemies under a state. This is going to be really good. Obviously, this is going to be like, a lot of people will be going, oh, but like Sadist, Ignited, Eyeless, that are 30% amp, granted. But then in order to get like something along the lines of Sadist up, you need a player using Ongoing Directive in your team. Ongoing Directive is barely comparable to a high end. And that 30% amp, don't get me wrong, that if your entire team is now running Sadist, is going to be nice, but it's not going to be as nice as just having another person with strikers. That being said, a 10% amp on your damage, along with having someone who's running like a foam CC in your group, they're not moving, they don't shoot back as much, and you get a 10% amp. That is really strong. I wouldn't mind seeing this at 15 and this at 20. But yeah, that is really strong. Exotic balancing, reload speed, reload speed, reload speed, reload speed, reload speed. Oh, is this just all... Oh, so that's just all the exotics are getting a buff to their reload speed, apparently. Right, AR. Again, everything seems to be getting a buff to its reload speed. And then there's this lovely red right here from Lexington. And I was told that Lexington is getting nerfed by 1.1%. So we have a base of, it was 49263.5, 4926263, or is it 463? 263.5, 48960, 48960. It's about 1.2%, not 1.1, which is a bit disappointing. How will this actually change things? Let's find out. 48690. It's probably still going to be the strongest option. I'm over to here, where I've already plugged in 2 builds, 48690. Yeah. Lexington is still going to be the strongest option by about 1.5%, rather than the massive like 5% that it was originally doing. So Lexington is still going to be, in terms of high-end AR, is still going to be the top contender, but by nowhere near as much. So you now have a little bit of options. You can now, rather than going Lexington, if you really wanted to use your F2000 or your FAMAS or your Honey Badger, you now can. There's barely a percent dip, or there's just over a percent difference between them, but Lexington is still leading the pack, just not by as much. SMG changes, just buffing the reload speed again. LMG changes, just buffing the reload speed again. Rifle changes. Oh my god, lightweight M4, come for me daddy. And the Mark 47, oh, that could be interesting. That could be very interesting. But yeah, I'm looking at the lightweight M4. That could be, that's a very good change. They haven't changed the reload on it, but that damage, lightweight M4 is one of my favourites. Pistols. Saying that, is Regulus on this old boy? Regulus, oh, they've rebuffed the Regulus. Regulus reload is coming back. Quality of life changes, modifiers have been removed from priority objectives and available, blah 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 blah. Active mods now trigger without ADS. Progressions in objective. I don't know what any of this. I did nothing along like the season pass and modifiers things. Updated with new PTS caches and redundant items have been removed to reduce clutter. Everything needed can now be obtained from the following caches. Cool. Blueprints, materials, known issues. Shield health decay of the Symbiote's talent persists if the player equips a throwable while having a shield deployed. That's... Shiny Monkey gear and refractor materials are not shared between characters if the shared materials option is purchased from Inaya. Placeholder images are present in the crafting requirements of the Oxpecker and Exodus gloves. Reconfigure blueprints. Awesome. I'm actually, I don't want to say massively excited, but they've definitely taken into account a lot of the feedback. I've been waiting for something along the lines of Pressure Point for like 2 years now. So I'm happy to see this. The refactor gear set I'm kind of excited by. I want to do an absolute metric ton of testing as to see whether this is comparable or can be comparable to things along the lines of Future Initiative. I think in terms of like an immediate heal now, Future Initiative is always going to win. We can get to like 3.5 million a heal on Future Initiative. Like we can get a huge amount of healing. But if you've got like a little bit of a safer way to play and just need like a healing tick over time, maybe this could be like a genuinely very worthwhile set. You will be losing out on the damage factor of Future Initiative though, which could be an issue. This is actually huge. This kind of also just makes me question as to why they even nerfed Empress in the first place, because they're just giving it back to us. I'm massively excited for this. I don't see a place for it. I really don't, but I'm really excited for it. This is like the best thing on this list for me. Not too keen on these, but this sounds very interesting. I'm interested to see how this would work. But yeah, that's the new PTS. Hopefully you've got it downloaded and ready to go. And I will possibly be playing it over the weekend. Have fun. Good luck. Don't die. It's bad for the health.